Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Neff.
And relationships, man, they can be tricky.
Yes, they can.
We got a few stories that are about kind of tricky relationships people are in. You heard of this girl, Brianna Chicken Fry?
Yep, has a podcast or did.
Well, she's she's part of Barstool Sports and she used to be dating Zack Bryan.
Pretty big country star.
Massive. She's opening up about the relationship and coming for this guy.
She's torching him.
She is. Kristin Cavallari, after claiming she's moved on from Mark Estes, that's just the person she was seen out with in Nashville last night.
Yeah, we actually got photos of them together. We'll tell you what they were doing together.
And finally, Lamar Odom, he has found a new partner at the sex doll shop.
Kind of Khloe-esque.
He wanted her to look like Khloe.
Oh my God. Yeah, Lamar got a sex doll.
Wow. To begin with, though, Brianna Chicken Fry, she's this influencer. She's got a podcast, BFFs, on Barstool Sports. She's Dave Portnoy's star right now because she just got out of a relationship with country star Zack Bryan, and she claims that Zack wanted to pay her $12 million to sign an NDA so she wouldn't be able to shit talk him.
Or speak on the relationship at all.
Right. Let's have a listen to some of what she had to say now.
The last year of my life has been the hardest year of my life, dealing with the abuse from this dude. I'm still scared right now because I'm scared of him still. My brain's rewired. You made the women before me believe that they had no other choice than to take money from you, sign their experiences away, sign what they went through away. You get to go skip off and sing your little fucking songs on stage like you're a good dude. I don't want in 2 years to buy a fucking house and think, oh, this is the money from the dude that literally fucking destroyed me and broke me for a year. Fuck that. Fuck you. I don't want your money.
Wow. That's hectic stuff right there. And my big takeaway is this is why you should never date an influencer.
Wait, for him to date her?
Yes.
Wait,
because
why?
When you break up, she or he will just bring up...
Tell their side?
Tell their side / I think she might be exaggerating to the max to try to propel her career on the heels of this. And she's going to use every secret she knows about this guy to help herself out. This is reason number one not to date an influencer.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a good track record of being a good boyfriend.
Doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure all his exes have claimed infidelity, and she didn't sign anything. She could speak.
Yeah.
She can tell her side of the story.
She can, but it just feels like this is the worst thing that ever happened to me, destroyed me. I never knew your name and no one did before this.
Why does she need to stay silent?
She doesn't need to stay silent, but I just think she's being, I would hate to have an ex go on and just diss me this much.
Yeah.
You have no sort of.
But it's also helping his career as well.
I guess.
I know if you listen to country music, you probably know who he is. But if you don't, you now know who he is.
That's true.
But I will say, I do want to pick some holes apart in this because she claims she was offered a $12 million NDA. And obviously, the reason why celebrities want you to sign an NDA is so that if and when you guys break up, you cannot speak about them legally. They could sue you if you spoke out about them because, they don't want their reputation to be damaged. And usually with the NDA, they'll offer some money. That's the incentive for you to sign it. To be totally honest with you, I know a handful of girls that have signed NDAs with massive, rich celebrities, way richer than Zack Bryan will ever be.
Right.
And I've never heard of a $12 million NDA. Usually NDAs are they offer you 40 to 60,000. It's not as much as people try to make it out to be. So I do not believe that part. But she does say oh, there was assets, a house and all this. Maybe he offered a house, but $12 million, no way.
So if you're not believing that wrinkle, then why are you believing the rest of it? Because
she could be hurt after a breakup.
Yeah, I'm sure she's hurt, but
Yeah.
she is exaggerating. She's got to be exaggerating the 12 million. She's got to
For
be
sure.
exaggerating everything else. They dated for 1 year. It's not like they were
Oh, yeah.
married
There's
for
no way.
10 years and then he did all the biggest headline to come out of her discussing the relationship is that he got mad that she sung Morgan Wallen around the house. If that is the big anecdote.
That's hilarious.
If that is the big anecdote that he wanted kept quiet, I'm going to pay you $12 million so you don't say, not buying it.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. That's like us getting in trouble over here talking about like the New York Post or like one of our competitors.
Yeah, he got really mad. She sung, she was singing Last Night, We Let the Liquor Talk, or whatever.
Yeah.
He got mad, don't sing his song around me.
That's funny.
He also got mad because allegedly, that she liked the song Stick Season too much.
Oh, no.
The one by Noah Khan. So these are like funny details, but it doesn't I wouldn't pay $12 million to keep that quiet. But everything else she's saying is that she's scared of him. She's scared. What are you scared of?
But she didn't break up with him though. So it's like kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, I mean, it makes little sense. It is entertaining.
Look, everybody has their own way of getting over a breakup. And usually it starts with you're in shock, you're crying. And that we kind of saw that from her.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually it turns into anger. And we're seeing that stage where she is just angry. She's, cherry picking all the little things in their relationship where she could potentially slam him, hurt his feelings, etc. I do think it's interesting he hasn't spoken. In a way, it kind of does feel like the high road, not speaking.
I think so.
Even though, do I think he's a great guy? I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably not.
Probably not. But him not speaking when all this yuck and muck is happening, I think it actually kind of looks good.
If you date for a year and break up, then there's probably going to be some bad feelings. No matter what the relationship is. So, I mean, I just think of course she's got to bring up all the dirt because that's kind of her job. And they're making hay while the sun shines. Dave Portnoy put out a diss track about Zack Bryan now. And it's being taken down and that sort of stuff. But he's talking about, this guy's prior sort of infidelity, that he's, just awful things about this guy that he wants to see him behind bars.
Okay, that's a stretch. But I will say, too, in a way, when you are invested in an influencer or a celebrity couple, right? Let's say, I don't want to use them as a couple because I don't want to jinx it, but Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani, you follow their romance, you love them together. And then when a couple that you love and were so invested in breaks up and they're just we've gone our separate ways. It's no. We've been invested for X amount of years. Why did you guys break up? Tell us why.
I know you want that, but, I just think it's poor form to diss someone you once loved, in such a public way.
Because you did love that person. You have issues with them at that time.
Why do you want to ruin their, I've never had a breakup so bad that I've wanted to ruin their life.
Oh, I have.
It's just girls, man. I'm sorry to sound a little, I'm sorry.
No, there's some sensitive, mean guys out there.
Do guys want to ruin an ex-girlfriend's life as much as an ex-girlfriend wants to ruin his life?
Yes, guys love torture. They love torture. They love to be tortured. And then when they're tortured, they're mad. They're out for blood.
Have you heard that, is it Shakespeare or it's something
Shakespeare.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Yeah, was that Shakespeare?
I think it might have been. The word hath, it sounds Shakespearean.
Hath.
I mean, it might be the smartest thing Shakespeare ever said.
The old tale.
Yeah. All right, should we move on?
Sure.
Kristin Cavallari. There was a Cavallari. Cavallari.
It rhymes with very.
Kristin Cavallari.
Yep.
She was hanging out in Nashville with her ex. Kind of bizarre.
Estes.
Mark Estes, he's an influencer too, actually.
Yeah. But he hasn't spoken at all. I think he signed an NDA.
I think he signed an NDA.
Maybe not 12 million. We would know if he had a 12 million NDA.
That's right, because I saw him at LAX a week or two ago.
And he didn't speak to you?
And he didn't say a word.
Really?
And usually,
it's giving NDA.
It's giving NDA because celebrities
Which good
love to
for
talk.
him. Maybe he got $10K out of it.
Right. And influencers, more than anyone, want to talk because they want their influence ability to go up.
Right.
Anyway, Mark Estes and Kristin Cavallari were seen out in Nashville 2 months after they broke up. She had recently said the next guy she dates needs to have a vasectomy.
Yeah.
So assumedly 23-year-old Mark Estes doesn't.
Right. Oh, well, remember he wanted like kids. He talked about wanting a family with her. And she was like, oh no, I've already got 3 kids. Like this guy's, and she even said like the age thing played a factor into their breakup. Because he's 24, she's my age, 37.
They claim they just ran into each other. Does that happen? You just run into your ex at a bar in
There's no way.
There's no way. There's no way.
But here's the thing. They were at Kid Rock's bar. And I guess Kristin and Mark, when they were together, they did go to the bars on Broadway. Like that was their thing. But I mean, to run into each other, I don't know. I do feel like it's strange. It's like saying like, oh, I ran into so-and-so in Times Square. Like, no, you did not.
Doesn't
like,
happen.
No way.
And for them to take photos together.
Yeah, they looked pretty happy. And she had just dissed him. Like you said, she said that for her next relationship, she was not going to be dating anyone that slid into her DMs. Okay, diss number 1, because Mark slid into her DMs.
Is that a diss?
A little bit. She's saying the next guy I'm dating is not you.
Okay, yes.
Right?
Yes. But maybe they're just banging because like
it's possible. She liked the chaka.
She loved the chaka. And just looking at them together, like there's no other wall I'd prefer to be a fly on than their bedroom. Like,
oh, I can't imagine you like in the corner being like watching everything.
Oh man, the flies have all those eyes, like perfect viewing.
I hated that movie, The Fly, growing up. It gave me nightmares.
Is that Jeff Goldblum?
Yes, it is.
I'd be a fly on his sex wall too.
What the heck?
Something about him. Something about him.
God. I mean, he is a little sexy. I don't know if I want to watch him have sex, but
I would.
I can't. This is X-rated. TMZ X.
Okay, let's do our next one. Our final story of the day.
Oh, God, another X-rated story.
This is an X-rated episode, Charlie.
I know. What is happening? TMZ After Dark.
Oh.
I like that. I feel like we should do something
But it's so early. It's like TMZ before dawn.
Right.
You know, that's really what we're doing.
I know. It's like late. So late, it's early morning.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
Okay, so Lamar Odom, he bought himself a custom sex doll. There's no other way to chop this up. So apparently what I was told, because this was actually a story I worked on, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, my career. But so I was told that about a month ago, Lamar Odom was online. He saw a story, actually a TMZ story, talking about a sex doll.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I know. And he was like, I got to get me one of those.
Okay.
He thought it was like maybe a joke, but he was like dead serious. So he reached out to this company that does like famous sex dolls. Like it's called Real Dolls in Las Vegas. And so he reached out to them. They said, hey, next time you're in Vegas, because their factory is in Vegas, you come by. We're going to show you all the goods we got. Because you can customize these things.
That's awesome.
Like you literally can go in. And this is what he did because he was in Vegas this week for his birthday. He went in on Tuesday to the factory. We have photos and videos on the site. You know, tread lightly when looking at these things. But they said, like, we're going to customize everything for you. Your dream girl. And he said, okay, I already know what I want the body to look like. I want it to be voluptuous. And then he goes, and they're like, well, the face, you know, we can do different hair, different nose, eye color, you know, all the things. And he said, I want it to look like my ex-wife, Khloe Kardashian.
Wow, that's kind of gross. Is it gross?
I don't think it's flattering.
Would Khloe enjoy that?
I don't think Khloe's going to like this. It's weird,
Does
right?
he still have feelings for her? I mean, feelings in his heart, not feelings in his down there.
You know, since they've been broken up, and obviously they broke up because he had like an addiction. Remember he like almost died when he was at the bunny ranch.
Well, that's what I want to talk about.
Stuff.
That's what I want to talk about because on the face of it, this is a funny story. But when you delve deeper, I think it's a concerning story.
You think it's sad?
It's more than sad. I think it's concerning. Lamar has been very public in the past about his sex addiction. Yeah. His sex addiction that led him to the bunny ranch, not far
but
from
also wasn't it like drug fueled too?
It was drug fueled, I believe, but also part of his issue was like that night that he quote unquote died before being revived. He was taking all of these sex enhancement pills. He tells a story like there was these 2 girls, there was 24 hours. I took these sex addiction pills and I ended up in the hospital, he claims, with 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks, pronounced dead twice.
And you know who was by his side?
Khloe.
Yeah.
So he's got a sex addiction. And I mean, I was just talking to a male coworker about this, Devin.
I'm sorry. Are you revealing Devin has a sex addiction?
No.
Why would you go to him?
I was talking about sex addiction with Devin, and he's like,
what a weird conversation for a 6 a.m. work meeting.
Well, I mean, we're having the same conversation now, Charlie, so it's not that weird.
But it feels a little bit more controlled. That seems like a not controlled environment.
Well, but Devin's like, there's no issue with sex addiction. Like, great.
Of course Devin said that.
But I'm like, addiction to anything is bad.
Yes, agreed.
If you're
an addictive person, you'll find different things. It could be like addicted to texting, addicted to the internet.
So this is some guy who his sex addiction in part is what led to his demise and death before being revived. So here he is, not far from that bunny ranch, buying a doll that looks like his ex-wife so he can bang her forever. Always. Like, I think it's like, on the face of, if this was any other celebrity, I'd laugh more.
Yeah.
And I still laugh even so, but...
Like, he's actually going to use this thing.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Would you?
100%.
Okay. So do you have a sex addiction?
No, but like every guy would bang a sex doll.
But your point is that he's so crazed about getting in the bedroom that he'll just take anything, but then you'll take anything.
Yeah, but I don't have a sex addiction.
That's the distinct difference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the sort of like capacity to have a sex addiction.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Wouldn't be at Real Dolls Factory in Vegas picking out your parts.
If they gave me one for free, I mean, I'm a married man, so I'd have to hide it somewhere around the house.
God, just prop up. Oh, hey, Erin, my wife. Here's Gina. Gina's just going to sit here in the corner.
She'd sleep between us in bed.
By the way, they weigh like 140 pounds. It's like the weight of a real person. And the skin, apparently the boobs, like in our photos and videos, he's feeling the boobs. And they say in the video they feel real.
Stop it, Charlie.
I
You're turning me on a little.
Can't.
Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know. This episode has gone off the wall here.
All right, let's read out.
Are you guys still with us out there?
A few people are.
Okay. Like, we're getting some comments.
Comments.
Okay, let's
Vicky Kimball. About Brianna Chicken Fried. Tell it all, girlfriend, to save the next one for him from his abuse.
I kind of like that. I do like the idea of paying it forward and warning women about your ex.
But the irony is,
yeah,
I think she is warning men about her. Would you date her next?
I don't know. You're the man. Would you?
No.
Why? Because she's just chatting too much?
Because whatever happens in your relationship, she will sing it from the rooftop.
I feel like if it was the hottest woman in the world, like your go-to girl, who's your go-to girl? Celebrity.
My wife.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, your wife is absolutely beautiful.
Who's my go-to girl?
Like celebrity-wise. Obviously, it's not happening, right? Erin, sorry, I'm not disrespecting you. But let's just say maybe you love Emily Ratajkowski.
She's fine.
Okay, if Emily Ratajkowski came to you and was like, and you knew she had trashed her ex, and she was like, I would do anything to be with you.
To be honest,
you would just be like, forget about that.
No, I don't think so, actually.
Okay.
It wouldn't be worth sort of like, 2 minutes of fun for like the rest of my life.
You never know.
To be like, this guy.
Everyone's got a pass.
No, it'd be embarrassing. She'd like say stuff about me I don't want out there.
I want to know. I can't wait. No, you know what? I don't want to wish any divorce on you guys, but I would love to hear Erin's story.
Only good things to say.
Sure.
MM says infidelity is one thing, but abuse is another.
Yeah, true.
Correct. Rich people's problems, says Justin Harris. I wish I could pay someone to leave me alone. Sarah says on Lamar Odom, to me, it would be like having sex with an unwilling partner.
It's a little weird.
I understand where Sarah's coming from.
Me too.
But, I mean, that's why they need to invent these sex robots. Like, they go, yes, Charlie, would you like me to stick it there?
Ew, what the heck?
All right,
I'm sorry. I feel like I am able to get an actual person. I don't need Dan the robot.
But do the actual people do exactly what you want? I mean, miscellaneous. Now let's read out some miscellaneous comments. Seniors Hangout. Great username.
Cool.
Great username. Hooray, the best episodes are with Charlie and Charlie. I agree.
Yay. We're getting along today.
We're getting along today for once. Shishi says, I'm trying to co-host.
Oh,
so maybe it won't be Charlie and Charlie, be Charlie and Shishi.
Yeah.
And David says, my girl Charlie looking beautiful as always.
Thanks for clarifying. It's the girl Charlie.
Thank you for clarifying. I would have taken the compliment myself. Well, thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
And we'll see you guys here tomorrow.
Bye.